You've noticed it before, even if you've never said it out loud. When you're alone, something inside you straightens its back. Your breath deepens. Your thoughts move without interference. But the moment people enter the picture, friends, family, lovers, colleagues, that strength dulls, not dramatically, subtly, like a blade wrapped in cloth. And you've wondered why. Why your confidence feels purer in silence. Why your resolve sharpens when no one is watching. Why your best decisions are made when no one is there to react to them. You don't hate people. You don't fear them either. Yet somewhere inside you, a quiet truth whispers, I am stronger alone. That realization brings comfort and guilt, because strength is supposed to come from connection, from unity, from belonging. So why does solitude feel like power? Today, you're not listening to an explanation. You're listening to your own inner voice. Finally, finish a thought. It's been carrying for years, and it begins here. When you're alone, you stop performing. No adjustments, no softening your opinions, no shrinking your intensity to make others comfortable. You don't realize how much energy you spend being acceptable until there's no one left to accept you. Around people, even the ones you love, a quiet negotiation happens inside your mind. You edit sentences before they're spoken. You calculate reactions before you act. You dilute truth into something easier to swallow. Alone, that negotiation ends, and what remains is raw alignment thoughts, matching feelings, intentions, matching actions. That alignment feels like strength. Not because you're better alone, but because you're finally whole. History has always known this, even if society pretends otherwise. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, writing to himself in isolation. His private journals weren't speeches. They weren't for the Senate. They were quiet conversations with his own mind, because even an emperor knew clarity was born in solitude. You feel stronger alone because that's where your inner hierarchy returns. No external voices outranking your own. Every relationship, no matter how loving, introduces friction. Expectations, roles, unspoken rules. When you're with people, you're never just you. You're someone's friend, someone's partner, someone's child, someone's example. Each role pulls on you in a different direction, and you carry that weight quietly. Alone, that friction dissolves. Your mind moves faster because it isn't dragging social gravity behind it. Your emotions stabilize because they're not reacting to subtle cues, tone shifts, facial expressions, silences that demand interpretation. This is why you think clearer alone, why your plans feel bolder, why your intuition speaks louder. It's not that people weaken you. It's that complexity taxes your nervous system. Even great thinkers withdrew to regain strength. Nikola Tesla walked alone for hours every night, thinking, refining, seeing what others couldn't. He wasn't antisocial. He was protecting his clarity. You do the same, instinctively. Solitude is an escape. It's recalibration. Around people, even in safe spaces, a part of you is always on defense, defending your choices, defending your pace, defending your ambition or lack of it. Someone asks an innocent question, and suddenly you're explaining your entire existence. Why you're not married yet, why you are, why you changed paths, why you stayed alone. No one cross-examines your life. You don't need to justify rest. You don't need to rationalize desire. You don't need permission to feel uncertain. That absence of defense feels like strength, because defense consumes energy. And when that energy is returned to you, it turns into focus, creativity, resilience. This is why your confidence spikes in solitude. You're not bracing for impact. Here's something few people admit. Groups distort truth. Not intentionally, naturally. In groups, emotions spread, doubts amplify, convictions soften. The loudest voice often becomes the compass, even when it's wrong. You've felt it before. You walk into a room, sure of yourself, and leave questioning what you knew with certainty an hour ago. Alone, your signal is clean. Your values don't compete for attention. Your instincts aren't interrupted. Your direction doesn't wobble. This is why you feel anchored when you're by yourself. It's not isolation, it's signal integrity. Even prophets, revolutionaries, and artists stepped away before returning with clarity. Moses didn't receive insight in a crowd. Joan of Arc heard her calling alone. Reuters retreat to empty rooms to hear sentences clearly. You are no different. The moment you're observed, something shifts. You sit differently. You speak differently. You think differently, even subconsciously. This isn't weakness. It's human wiring. But alone, observation disappears. And without observation, authenticity emerges. You laugh at thoughts you'd never say out loud. You consider risks you'd never admit. You acknowledge fears you'd deny in conversation. That private honesty strengthens you, because power comes from knowing yourself without witnesses. You don't feel stronger alone because you reject connection. You feel stronger because solitude removes distortion. In today's world, people don't just observe you physically. They observe you digitally. Likes, replies, read receipts, silence. Your nervous system is constantly being scanned for approval or rejection. So when you're finally alone, truly alone, it feels like stepping out of a storm. No feedback loop, no comparison, no performance. Just being, and your body interprets that as safety. Safety creates strength. This is why you recharge alone, why you heal alone, why your best ideas arrive unannounced when no one is around. You've probably worried about this. Wondered if preferring solitude means something is wrong with you. It doesn't. It means you are sensitive to alignment. You notice when you are fragmented. You feel when your energy leaks, and you instinctively return to the place where nothing pulls you apart. That place is solitude. Not forever. Not as avoidance, but as maintenance. Here's the quiet truth your inner voice wants you to hear. You are not meant to choose between people and strength. You are meant to enter relationships as someone already whole. Solitude isn't where you hide, it's where you restore your center. So the insight isn't to withdraw from the world. It's to stop abandoning yourself within it. Protect time alone, not as escape, but as grounding. Speak less when you feel the need to perform. Notice when you're editing your truth unnecessarily. Return to yourself regularly. Strength doesn't come from isolation. It comes from self-connection. Solitude is simply where that connection is easiest to hear. One day, you'll be with people and still feel that same strength. Not because they changed, but because you no longer disappear in their presence. Until then, solitude remains your reminder. A quiet place where nothing asks you to be smaller. A space where your thoughts walk at their natural pace. A mirror that doesn't distort. You were never stronger because you were alone. You were stronger because, for once, you were entirely yourself. And now that you've seen that clearly, you won't forget it, even when the room fills again. If this spoke to you in some small way, I'm really glad you stayed. And if something lingered with you, don't ignore it. Before you leave, take a moment and share what you felt. Even a simple thought in the comments means more than you think. Someone out there might quietly relate to your words. If reflections like this help you slow down and see things more clearly, you're always welcome here. So feel free to subscribe.